This is just a quick explanation on graphing, because graphing sequences is very, very simple, but there's a really easy mistake you can make that's actually quite critical. So notice it says to graph a sub n equals 3n minus 1. And it doesn't tell you how many n values you should graph. So on a test it would obviously clarify that. So I'll just graph a few until you get the idea. So your x-axis is your n axis and your y-axis is your a sub n axes. So of course if I just, I mean, I know that this is a nice linear function, but it's not a function, it's a sequence. So what you don't want to do is graph -1 like a y-intercept and then plot 3 as if it's slope. So keeping in mind that sequences are, you know, what's a pattern? N can only be positive, so note I only have the first quadrant. So I'm just going to go through a series of points here. N can be 0, so if n is 0, if n is 0, a sub n is -1. When n is 1, you get 3 minus 1, so 2. When n is 2, you get 6 minus 1, which is 5. When n is 3, you get 9 minus 1, which is 8, and I think you get the idea. You can graph as many points as you need to. But 0, 1 I'm not going to graph because that's not on my graph, but 1, 2 would be right here, 2, 5 is here, and 3, 8 is here, and you can definitely tell it's linear. I mean, I could go over to 4 and I know that it's going to be at 11. So here, and I should give some increments, obviously this is 1, 2, 3, etc. Same thing on the y-axis, or excuse me, the a sub n axis. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to connect those points, because then you're treating this like a linear function, and it's not. It's a sequence, and a sequence is literally a sequence of points. So you plot points, you don't connect them, done deal. Here is an application for section 12.1. So it says you are asked to create a display of soup cans. The soup cans are stacked in a square pyramid, and it needs to be 10 layers. Write a rule for the number of cans, that should be cans, in each layer. How many soup cans are needed to make the display? Hint, assume that the first layer is the top of the pyramid with 1 can. So if you envision, now I wouldn't give you this picture on the test, but it's a good idea to maybe at least think about it if you don't literally draw out cans. But it's a square pyramid, so you know the first layer will have 1, then the second layer will have 4 cans, the third layer will have 9 cans, etc., etc. So I'm just going to write that out. First layer has 1, second layer has 4, third layer has 9. You probably see the pattern. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. So you know the 10th layer, 10 squared is 100, will have 100 cans. So your rule is you take the layer that you're on and square it. So a sub n equals n squared, and that answers the first question right here. Then the second question says how many soup cans are needed to make the display. So that would be the total number of soup cans. So basically I'm going to add all of these, you know, all the way through 100. And you type that in your calculator and you get 385 cans altogether.